Hi, welcome to this Tower of Love reading. My name is Sophia. Welcome to this community. So the first thing I got straight away off the bat was envy. So someone's envious of you or your person, but I feel it's you. But it's quite interesting because you don't see that, you don't feel that, and you're like, why are they envious of me? I'll give an example because it sounds vain. I couldn't give a shit. Most want what I have. The community with your person, rah rah, right? That kind of thing. And that's quite, that could be known as envious. But why I'm saying that is not to show off or anything. I want to break that down. Because look what I have to do to be in this situation. So there's something that you need to learn from this, of being envious, for example, of the third party. But as I say with my situation with David, he might have 3 kids and kind of a step kid with one person. And if that was your situation, you might be envious. But to me, I'm like, that girlfriend, I'll put it out there like this, should be envious because he, even with 3 kids, he's not living with her. He doesn't want to marry her. Do you see? So envious that he's not with her or with me or with someone else. So it's trying to get perspective. Like if you're envious of me, I have to build a community. I have to come away from family. I have to make programs that allow other people to sell the programs when no one else even does things like that. It's like, why me? Why can't I just take all the money for the programs? I don't have, you might say you're envious because, I can deal with people and friends and family. Well, I'm like, well, my family dead. Do you see? It's like, you have to put things into perspective. There's something like that. You may be envious, but I'm feeling like, which is the weird thing about this, is that someone and you might know who it is envious of you, but you are not seeing what you have for them to be envious of. This is about the law of appreciation. You don't appreciate what you have for that, for someone to be envious, because you're like, well, I ain't got my twin flame and I'm not married with kids. And I'm like, but they could just be envious of your freedom, of you didn't have a kid with that child, which they feel like is now they've got for the rest of their life. There's something about envy. That's what I'm picking up. Let's jump into the cards because should be a different thing. I don't think it, I don't know. They always kind of tie in the initial energy, but not always so much. This ring always, can't shuffle with this ring, but it's one of my favourite rings. Anyhow, oh gosh, see, I might have to take the thing off. Oh, I can take it like this. Okie doke. Next time I'll take off the ring. Okay, leave them in reverse. Moon in reverse, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, 7 of Swords. I didn't shuffle, I didn't need to. Let's see what's going on. Moon, yeah, something's in light, should be like, I say my initial energy before I pick up the cards, and I'm like, how does that tie in? But it still does tie in with the reading. Moon in reverse is kind of like something was in the dark and you're now seeing it. And you might say, no, I didn't see it, but you're listening to me. Maybe now you are seeing it. Like, oh yeah, shit, this person is envious of me. I just thought I didn't have much, so how could they be envious? But they could be envious of you. Do you see? And like I said, this is connected with the law of appreciation, with the Moon card in reverse. 7 of Pentacles in reverse is yes, because the initial energy I said is because you haven't worked hard at fuck all, right? I'm not saying in your life, but to do with mission. So that's why you're like, why would someone be envious of me? Like, people might be envious of my gift, but you have your own. And I got off my arse and worked hard. 7 of Pentacles in reverse is like, that's why you can't see it. It's because, for example, if someone's envious of me, of the community, I'm like, well, you know, I worked my arse off for it. But you can have it, but you're envious of something I worked my arse off for. 7 of Pentacles is not not doing anything and people are envious. I feel it might to do with, because the moon card is to do with me with the planets. Jealousy as well then. So there's a jealousy slash, because it's slightly different, jealous, because I actually, before I click record, I checked out the difference, and there's slightly, jealousy is more to do with the emotions, but the moon card come out first. So it's, what's the word, going on to jealousy of you as well. So this should make you, I want you to break down your situation with your the third party with your person, and see what you can see, what you have that, I don't want to say it like this, but that's what I'm picking up, to be, that makes you feel better than that person. For example, would you like to be married to someone who doesn't love you anymore? That's the third party. Would you like to have a kid, right, with someone who doesn't want to be with you anymore, right? Would you like to be in a situation where you have to rely on this guy to work all these hours to support you? And what if they just stop? This is what this is. The moon card in reverse and 7 of Pentacles, well, not so much the 7 of Pentacles, the moon card in reverse. Because you're in the dark with a situation, but the situation, you can still flip it because it's emotions. Moon is emotions. To make you, there's some kind of eclipse, portal, equinox, whatever they call it, that's happened recently, that is making loads of 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords, Tower moments in situations of making you see things that you was left in the dark, you couldn't see before. I think more of that. It's like there was, I would say years, I'll be honest, right, that I was on David's case to tell his parents about me. It's like, yeah, I'll get the baby's mum situation, tell your parents about me, right? And then one day I just woke up and it didn't bother me anymore. That's this situation. Something's just like, it's always been there, your emotions are there, but it's just like enlightened you in a different way. I can't remember what triggered it. I don't know, like I said, there's a portal, there's an equinox. Oh my gosh, it's raining large. Only because I'm going out with my son. If he weren't here, you know, then he won't go. That's what I'm trying to say, but I need to pop shops. There's something like that. That's, then it's like a course correction, a diversion. It gives you the strength to see things differently, so you won't question your person so much. And that's what I do, and us in this community try to let you see the perspective differently through counselling. The image reading, tarot reading is great, but counselling, you can talk and say what your problems are, and that's what people do with me in mission all the time. I'm like, what's the issue with all their life, right? With all their life, not just their person. If they want to move, there's someone at work, their kids are bullied, whatever, all their life, right? But this is something that's enlightened to you, like that gives you the strength to then not get so triggered, I presume, with the emotions, emotionally triggered, because you're envious of maybe the third party. But like I said in the reading yesterday, but they're envious of you. Because they want you, right? They might not come in towards you, but they won't. I don't care. If I'm with someone, married or not, and they're like, I want Sarah Jane. But I'm with you, Sophia. I'm like, I can't give a shit if you're with me. You don't want me. You want someone else. You must leave. That's this situation with the third party. As I'm always saying on my channels, who are you listening to that's keeping you in the dark with the moon card in reverse? The Seven of Pentacles is like, when you understand that, because my Seven of Pentacles is called failure. It's in reverse. It's like when you understand that, then it starts to, then it's not, I don't know how to say it. It will change the circumstances of non-failure. Like, I don't know, but I could have, if I kept pushing David to see his family, and he adamant didn't want me to, not see them, I'm not really bothered about that, just wanted them to know about me, and he was adamant, this could have failed. Because of, I stopped talking about it, caring about it so much as well, right? I don't care. Then it didn't fail. So there's something that maybe it might be failing, and then because I'll say for every time, not every time, but a lot of the time, which isn't true, but a lot of time I saw David, I was like, I want your family to know about me, a family to know about me. So he stopped coming around as much, because he's like, oh, it's Ag, she's always talking about the family. This is not true. This is an example for the negative fucking motherfucking Nancy's. But say that was the situation. And then I've been enlightened to, hold on, why am I so bothered about family? Where he comes towards me, he don't even want to live with the baby's mum. He's never lived with the baby's mum. We're talking about building a place together where we can live. We're talking about living together. He's not done that with that. This is this situation. Enlighten you to figure out or see things from a different perspective so it stops failing. The Seven of Swords, yeah, it's like you keep pointing the finger at your person. I've said this year is going to be all about Five of Swords, Seven of Swords. And it's not about more lies and deceit from your person. That was last year. Last year was all about Three of Swords, finding out about the third party, finding out the nitty gritties really. This year is about the lies and deceit of both of you, but with you, and then I'll talk about your person, it's to do with, like I say, seeing things differently. If I don't see, or David's parents don't know about me, then so what? It's interesting because he said baby's mum, and I find that women do this. Whenever they're unhappy with me, right? That's what he said, with the baby's mum, they contact his mum. I go, okay. And he's like, I don't get it. It's like, my mum's separate to me and that relationship between the children. Why do they keep contacting the baby's mum? Very logical, but very correct, right? What's it got to do with them, right? And I said, maybe it's because of the grandparent. He's like, yeah, but she has a separate relationship, his mum, with the children. It's nothing to do with how I am bad or not in their perception should be interfered with them. And I said, I understand that. I said, but if someone contacted, and this is relevant to this reading, me about how they felt my son's behaviour was, and I felt it was bad, I said, I would get involved. And why I'm saying that is no wrong or right in this situation. What I'm saying is the Seven of Swords is what you're thinking is fucked up. But when David explained it to me, I was like, oh, I see it. I see why you say that, and I respect that now. That's this. There's some kind of something that you was kept in the dark that's enlightening you, and it could be this community. It doesn't have to be the third party telling you. It doesn't need to be your person. This could be enlightening you to, oh, right, yeah, okay. I see what you're saying now, Sophia, and I won't make this fell, Seven of Pentacles, in reverse, right, anymore because of what you're saying, because this was a lie and deception I kept with myself. Like I said to David, yes, You see, you have a relationship with your upbringing with your mum is different, right? But me as a mum with my son, if his girlfriend came to me or someone said, Quan done that, I would say, okay, let me speak to Quan. His mum is more like, that's you between you two and the parents, you see? Regardless if Quan had children with a kid. It's just different. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. This year is working out the 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is David being like, that's his way, how he loves. People would see it selfish, but this planet is how you're supposed to be about selfish. And when I understand that perception, I was like, okay, well, I won't give a shit about why do I care about seeing your parents say it? If you're adamant that's how you want it, it makes you feel fine, why am I to change that for you? For example, if you have your person, and like I said, 7 of Swords with your person is like seeing the deception of how their babies' mums and that just wanted them, so just had children with them and stuff like that. Seeing the deception of this fucking tradition, this religion of just marrying, settling down doesn't work. That's what they're waking up to, but you don't need to know about them. If your person, for example, you're like, fuck it. My person's always got women around them. I'm like, what do you want? An ugly cunt that no one is interested in. This is this reading. It sounds horrible, but you know me, I'm just blatant. Do you want someone that no one looks at? You're lucky he is good looking, that he's got loads of women attracted to him. Right? I've been out with people that no one's looked at my person. I'm like, is he an ugly duckling? If women are looking at them, yeah, it's horrible, but at least he's a fucking good looking guy, right? Or woman. Changing your perspective on things, that's what this is. Page of Pentacles, King of Swords, Ace of Swords. Page of Pentacles, that's so interesting. Is that to do with that though? If you know me, I had a wedding dress shop and I love weddings. I love wedding dresses. I don't know about weddings. And I closed it and stuff like that. But I kept one wedding dress because I love the wedding. For me to do wedding dresses, I love how they look. You know, and I also love anyway, it's not just the wedding dress. I love the 60s, the Western dresses with the corset and the puff. It's not just, but that's how wedding dress looks. So I like those kind of dresses. That's what I'm trying to say. So I kept one. And I was thinking today, because the Page of Pentacles is something to do with wedding. And I'm just going to see if it's connected. And I woke up today and I've got it in my cupboard and I thought, should I sell it? Because I doubt if I'll wear it. Because I've got this fucked up, and it's not fucked up, it's fucked up to others. To me, it's perfectly sane of I am not going to go to a church, because even going to a church, I don't know if it's still these days, you have to go to church, literally to Sunday services 2 to 3 times before, and get registered on a church before you can get married. It's like, what the fuck? I never go to church anyway. Right, I just like this building. Can't you just hire the building or something like that? And then to sign to put into a system. If I'm just signing a book that the book's kept on the shelf, maybe. But then you're in the system takes half your money because you got married. The whole concept fucks me up. And I'm like, and I was thinking today, when am I going to wear that dress then? Why have I kept this dress? When am I going to wear it? Should I sell it? That's what I thought. There's something like this. It's enlightening you to this marriage. This is either like how it is worked with me. Like I said to you, I don't see myself that happening, that I'm going to be... And if I was in a church, for example, it'd probably just be... And I don't even know if that could happen. Me with my kids and David with his kids. So walking down the church, right... with no one in it, with his beautiful dress I got. And that's what this is. It's waking you up, the moon card in reverse, enlighten you to something that was dark, right? Like I said, this darkness of putting yourself in a fucking system. Why? Right? I'm really, I'm against it. I'm totally against it. It's either your way of thinking may be changing, or, like I said, we're thinking about the third party. You might be envious and jealous, like I said, the initial energy of the third party. Oh, well, they're married. Or they got kids, right? And I'm like, that was another reason why I didn't have kids. It could be this as well with David, is because well, first of all, I felt it was too soon. And this was 2 years in. I was like, I still don't know him enough, and you probably resonate with this. And I don't know if it's a twin flame. If it was one of those where I still don't know if I'm going to get with him. Because it was it's not working out. There's no like talk of settling down. I was like, I don't feel it's going to be long term. I had this inner knowing, but I was like, I can't see it, you know, the moon card. I can't see it. So the reason why I didn't, another factor, well, there's loads of factors why I didn't have kids with him. Mainly because of, it would interfere, I had chill, but I have issues with, anyway, stuff that's not on my body, like fake boobs, fake nails, having something foreign on my body I don't really like. Unless I can, like my hair, I can just take that off. A baby 9 months in my body, I've got issues with that. It's weird, but I have. My point is that I was thinking that I know that at that time, it's connected, so bear with. I knew at that time, probably like how you feel, I was like, I'm not sure. I know he's my person, but I can't see how it's going to work out. Yeah. But I know I'm always going to have this pull towards him. So if he came in his fine ass self, then seeing how he plays with the kids, right, would crush me. Then to leave me, I said I couldn't have a kid with him. I couldn't. Having a kid with someone and you split up and you're arguing and they come knocking on the door, and I thought I would still love him when he come knocking on the door to have the kids. And knowing that he wasn't coming for me, but just for the kids. That's what I'm saying. I'm real. I'm truthful. I tell you how it is. That's why I didn't want a kid with him. Then it came to the point where, okay, well, we're moving on nicely. I know we're going to end up being together. Then I was like, I still don't want kids. I still just want his fine ass. There's something here. Like I said, it's to do with, it could be, because when things come in, I think of that. So it could be enlightening you to what I'm saying. I could be enlightening you to it. Or there's something to do with marriage, right? Because marriage normally is marriage and kids. With how you see being married to your partner. I feel totally married to David. I wouldn't say it that way because there's a different version. But I could feel. There it is. That's better. Because I don't feel like I'm married to him. But I could do. If we had a conversation and said, listen, should we just do this marriage thing without the conventional way of doing it, I could change my mindset to feel married. I could. Why not? Why not? And so it's changing your mindset of marriage and also, or the third party or both. With the Page of Pentacles, it's a new start of the physical way of how to get married. It's enlightening you to it with the moon. Here. And David is so strong. I love that in his convictions, which you might say, oh my gosh, they're so stubborn, right? The third party, sorry, your person. They're so stubborn, they're so logical. But with with this way of marriage for me is, I always thought that I wanted this. I always wanted this for a while. But my worry was that if I met someone, and it's all connected, and I didn't go through that traditional bullshit way of registering and going plugged into the matrix, into the system of them knowing that we was Mr. and Mrs., right? That person would not feel married to me. And it'd be pointless if I'd just done it my way, of just literally walking into a field with my kids and his kid around, I don't know, a piece of string round our arms and saying we're married or something, and then going for a nice meal with the family. Not everyone family, once again, just the kids or something like that. That's probably some sort of shit like that I would do. But I would always thought that it wouldn't be, say for example, the person I would do that with wouldn't feel married unless it went through the church. But like I said, your person is generally, they're quite stubborn and logical. So if I went through that with David and he got to the point he was okay with it, if someone says, are you married? And they say, yeah, but I didn't go to a marriage or wedding or something like that. And they say, well, you're not married then. He'll be so like adamant and stick up for his beliefs because they're like that, right? Man, I don't listen to you. I feel married to this person. That's who I'm married to. I don't need to be plugged into a system to feel. That's how your person is, right? So I feel that your person would, right, be feeling like they're married. That's probably why I'm here, to change the convention of things, which I am here to tell you to get out of the fucking matrix. And I was just saying about that's probably why, because the King of Swords. It's like their logic to you is fucked up. But when you enlighten to it, right, and come out of the dark of it, then it stops failing because their logic makes sense. Like I said, you don't even have to. It's not that when David explained his mum says, well, David's his own man. When baby's mum contacted him, it's not that I'm like, oh, fucking hell, that's out of order. But I'm just saying that makes perfect sense, right? It's not wrong or right with the Seven of Swords. But to you, with the Seven of Swords and the King of Swords, Eight of Swords and extra swords, it keeps you stuck. Because you're so like, no, it must be this way. But this reading is, well, this community, my being is, there's other ways. It's not the traditional way. The moon is enlightening you to it, right? And the moon is your emotions. The moon is mother. The moon is to do with Mother Earth, which is the Empress, which is to do with 3D thinking. The moon is to do with how you was nurtured as a child, because it's mother. The moon is to do with the third party mother, right? How they treat your person. That's why they logicate different ways of doing it. The moon is to do with his mother, like I said, David's mum. Had to do with how you're going to treat your children as well. There's a lot of things, especially with it in reverse. The Ace of Swords, like I said, the extra sword here, this is a nightmare, right? Because you don't understand, there's variations of truth. Stop saying your person is a fucking liar. Oh, you're a cheat because you have loads of women. No, I just slept with women as you sleep with men, but they just had children, right? So you're saying you are cheats because you have loads of children with different men, right? That's what I said, get to the truth. It's not this year is about seeing it as it is. That is not lying, it's just your person is trying to do the best, which others will see selfish. So you call your person selfish because they're going back to the third party or whatever. But baby's mum feel they're selfish because they're not staying there. But this is what this is about. Five of Swords, just doing what you want. What makes you happy? What makes you happy? Okay, so let's see. And that's what a twin flame is. That's why the flame's on the swords on this card. It's the truth. And the truth is the high priestess. You go within and say, when you do counselling, like I say, I'll change your perspective. Anyone in this community, not just me, they'll change your perspective on how you see it to be. Fact. And then you tell me what I've said here, which is wrong. You can put it in the comments of what I say, what is wrong. But you wouldn't have thought, swords in these readings, that's why your person is so logical. Because you're too emotional. Moon in reverse. The Ace of Swords isn't in reverse. The King of Swords, your person, in reverse. The mother, you, the emotions, the feminine is in reverse. You got it the wrong way round. It's keeping you in the dark. Knight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Knight of Swords is, like I said, if you come to me or someone in this community and you've got an issue, we all talk. We can all share things with each other anyway. So if someone couldn't pick it up, what to do, they could talk to me about it anyway, because I make the counselling tool. The point is, we can quickly change your perspective. Knight of Swords is quickly about the Ten of Pentacles, the house, the car, the picket fence on your end or their end, right? And change Two of Pentacles to make it more balanced, right? About this dual world you keep saying about. If David lived with me here, or we lived somewhere, it doesn't matter, I moved with him, he moved with me, whatever, he'll still have that world over there with the Two of Pentacles. It won't be, okay, now David's now moved in with me, okay, so now I come with you to baby's mum, now that we're living together. No, it'd still be over there. It'd still be up to him to tell his mum. It's like, okay, now David, we're living together, you must now tell your mum. No, it'd still be in his own time, whatever he wants to do. Seven of Swords is like, let them do it their way. Stop seeing it as a lie, cheat, steal. What's it got to do with you? The Sword is the truth, is go for your passion. Him going, allowing me to go to see, pick up his kids. He'll probably, say we live together, I'll see the kids. So him going over there to baby's mum, that's just me being envious or jealous or something like that, right? It's nothing to do with, because he'll logicate and say, well, it's nothing to do with the kids then, is it, Sophia? If you want me to come and see that, you just want to show off to the baby's mum because I'm bringing the kids here. This is logicating you're fucked up of why you're in the dark and it's failing. And if you can't, why do you think counselling is here? Or you're just going to bunny hop to another tarot reader that tells you your person's coming back. There's some portal. No, there's definitely a portal here. Sexual abuse, yes. You got to release the darkness, feminine, from sexual abuse. You have to. This goes way deep. You don't understand the twin flame connection. It goes way deep. If you're sexually abused, you ask yourself now, right? You know if you're abused. Someone, it doesn't have to be like the television, tying you down in a dungeon with several men raping you all day in and out, and you're left down there for weeks on end, right? Someone forced you sexually, and you'll know because you're twin flame, right? You think that's the dark, with the two pentacles, the two polarities on this planet Earth. You think that's dark or light with the moon, right? Well, it's obviously dark. So how did that darkness, that energetically inside of you, right? And is, oh gosh, this is long. How did that vanish? I'm pausing so you can think about that. Oh, what, over time? But hold on, you're a spiritual person, aren't you? Right? Hold on. Don't we live in the now? So there is no time, is there? Because we live in the now. So that happened now, right? So that energy is affecting you. Hear it now. So this sexual abuse is dark, right? And it's near the lower regions. Sacral, right? Lower. Rooted. Sacral chakra is the lower part of your body when it comes to the chakras, right? That's dark, right? So you know some kind of shit to do with chakras, which is correct of this planet, right? So if the darkness from this abuse as a child, or whenever, right, is still there, this negative, how can you align your chakras to be an enlightened being? Because the highest chakra is up here, right? The crown, the cosmic, the Keter. So if the sacral chakra is blocked with darkness, then you're not aligning to that snake of the Kundalini. So you're fucked up. And this is why everything fails. Because you're not getting enlightenment to see things clearly. And you're just thinking everything is a lie, cheat, steal. That's why I have sexual abuse program and counselling. Who are you listening to? Right? That's just telling you, just go into, they don't get into the nitty gritty of the sexual abuse. My sexual abuse, I knew I was sexually abused when I went there. You know what the key was? When I went to counselling for, yes, I go for counselling, I went for counselling. The key was my family. I went there and I went through the sexual abuse. Yes, I knew what happened, blah, blah. That weren't no trigger. Do you want to get a policeman on this guy? I didn't care. Okay, how did it David, how did it happen? How did it get into your reality? Sorry, that's David. He's got toothache problems and I got, yeah, it's recording. So I'm going to move on because I can't remember what I was saying. And my son's coming around with stuff as well. I've got to sort. Now is the time for you. Trust. This came out yesterday. Now is the time to trust. Trust this divine twin flame plan. Work on yourself if there is no communication. Something about, yeah, it's like what it's like you're just saying things without logicating, really thinking about what you're saying. Well, you shouldn't be connected with babies, mum. You should be living with me. This is what I'm getting with this. And it's like, I'm going to ask you, why? Why? Right? They should be seeing your family. Why? By now, because it's been 2 years. Why? Where's the rule book? There's no rule book of life. It's everyone's own path, right? That says within 2 years, your person must meet your family or you must meet their family. Why? Logicate your situation. This is what this is, right? Stop thinking it's a 7 of swords when it's the truth, right? Logicate it to be the truth of the situation. Because I feel here, this is what this is about. And then you learn to trust it. And if you don't know, book counselling. I don't do counselling. I don't do image readings. I only help people who are serious, right? And serious to me is to be in some form of mission. If you're in a mission like this mission with a group of people that are open to talk about your twin flame and are volunteering and doing things on the 3D, like in shops, plus online, and you need counselling, email me or Sheetal, because Sheetal kind of runs the running of the community, right? Or Andrea does the Facebook, right? Or Lorraine and Andrea about mission, if you want to do it with me. But only on those stipulations. If not, you can join us in mission. I only want the people who are serious. I don't want people who are half-assed. I'm not interested in that. Yeah, that's why I have people who I collaborate with. They're more open to dealing with you whilst you're on that path. I'm here about the serious mission, right? Okay, they help you to get onto the path, then you get into mission. That's what the others do, right? That's not me. That's what the counselling is for them. They're like, okay, what's your situation? They change your perspective on this. We'll help you with the sexual abuse, abandonment, neglect, blah, blah, blah. Then when you're working on yourself, then I'm like, okay, let me do that regression therapy, get rid of the darkness completely, then you can transition to mission, right? You think it's an overnight thing? All you're going to keep doing is watching tarot and watching and wasting your money and cutting cords and all that, and nothing changing. I have never felt this way before. I run as I don't know how to deal with it. Like I said, you got someone here that is logicating something and not changing how it is. It's for you to change your perspective. That's why. It's 100%. I was like you. I was like, yeah, he should. But actually, it was my family putting this in my head. The program, the matrix. So yeah, David should be coming around. He should be coming to see my sister, my cousins, and all this programming. I was like you. And then the question is, why does he have to? Why? Because Sarah Louise, cause your mum, right? I do want, look, wow. I do want you to meet my friends and family. Please give me time to sort myself first. It's not that they don't. And that's another sword here. You logicate that they don't give a fuck. Do they say to you, like you got a problem with, you must meet my mum? Do they say, fuck off, I don't want to meet your mum? No, they don't. Logicate what they're saying. They're saying, I don't feel the need to meet them now, or I ain't got time to meet them now, or blah, blah, blah. They're not saying I don't want to. I do want you to meet my friends and family. Right? They're not saying that. It's just that maybe they're just not time to do it yet. Just the same way as you're not joining mission. Why not? Every logical excuse, you want that person, you know you're called being his mission and you don't do it. It's the same thing. Why not? It's the same reason why they like, okay, well, it's like it's not that you don't want to, right? And that's the same with them, with their friends and family and their children. It's not that they don't want you to. It's just that they just do other things, make other excuses. Doesn't mean that they're fucking lying to cheat. Right? I need to love me first, then I can love you. That's on both sides. And there's no love here on your side at all. And you're the emotions, you're the moon, it's in reverse. Right? The moon is the mum, the mother, man or woman. If you're a man and you're watching, you're more of the emotional person. Right? In this situation. Or more of the feminine known in this situation. So this is about you loving yourself. The good news about that is emotions is energy. And energy you can manipulate in a good way. There's manipulation of form. Right? So you're tied to someone, which is your twin flame. So you can manipulate them to come towards you, hence the Lammerskates, hence the laws of the planet, as within, so without. You can manipulate things to come towards you, and you already has a tie bond to that person. When you love yourself first, they come towards you. Fact! It's the law of the planet. I'm not making that shit up. Don't gravity work? Or is there only one law on this planet? Everyone knows like attracts like. Well, if you ain't happy with your situation, you know why? Because you don't like yourself, right? Right? Like attracts like. You don't like yourself, and probably because there's some kind of sexual abuse. You just think, yeah, that was 10 years ago. Somehow it will vanish. No. Energy is everywhere and it remains within you. You have to shift it. Hence the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. That law is for darkness to be transmuted. If you're not doing any of that, you lying to yourself. Speak to you later.